Hi, it's Nick Wolverton from ImproveMyMindset.com, and Christmas is gone. It doesn't seem a week since I was wishing you all a very Merry Christmas, and now it's nearly time for the tree to come down. We've come to the end of a month, a year, and a decade. Where's that gone? It's just flown by. So we're nearly at New Year's Eve, and for everybody, it's a time of reflection. It's also a time of looking forwards. And so I want to do that a little bit with you today. So just briefly on reflection, it's been an interesting year. It's been all sorts of challenges. We've learned loads about people, about finances, all sorts of things. And there's loads of lessons in there, which no doubt the same for yourself. There's been challenges that have happened that you've come out the other side of it and thought, I'll never do that again. Or there's ones that you think, well, if that happens, I'll do it differently. And that's great because that's about learning. Never, ever stop learning. And so moving forward, it's a new decade. So that's exciting. It's new opportunities and it's a start to change your life for how you want it to be. And that goes for all of us. You know, it can be small little changes, it can be big changes, but make the changes. So this time last year, I did a video and it probably looked very, very similar, but I said, don't make any New Year's resolutions. Now that got a reaction because everybody makes New Year's resolutions. But what I was saying was make year's resolutions, not New Year's resolutions. New Year's resolutions literally last the new year. And for some people, that's a week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks if you're lucky. But generally by then, the novelty's worn off. You go back into the new year. The usual things happen, you're back to work, you're doing the shopping, the kids are back at school, and so it becomes the same routine again. That's no good. Because how are you ever going to grow or ever going to change if you don't make any changes? So I thought this year, how can I make it more focused for you to do it? And I've seen a few things around where people have suggested different ways to improve it, and okay, I've taken some of those on board. Some of them you just think, that's just noise for the sake of noise. So what I've come up with is a document which I've put on my website for you for free. Now it's a simple document, it's 2 pages, and I want you to spend the time between now and New Year just to fill this document in. It's really easy. I've made it simple because simple works and simple gets done. So here it is, the first page of the document. Okay, you can see it's a 9-box grid. Okay, so we have start, stop, more. Now the idea of this is I want you to create 3 ideals that you want to do for 2020. Okay, so this is going to become your Threedom. See what I did there? 3 things you're going to start in 2020. 3 things you're going to stop in 2020. And 3 things you're going to do more of in 2020. Okay, so that's 3 of each. So it gives you a chance to think about it and say, okay, what am I going to start in 2020? And that could be to do a course. It could be to, I don't know, clear your mind of all the junk that you don't need, or to create a new habit. 3 things to stop. Could be something like the obvious, smoking, drinking, sugar, or to stop worrying, stop procrastinating. There's all sorts of things with ourselves that we want to stop. And then there's 3 things we want to do more of. So do we want to exercise more? Or do we want to do more meeting friends, more networking in business? Whatever it is, get those 3 down. Okay, so you're going to fill in a 9x9 box. Now, that's all very well, but now we've got to make it happen. So we go to page 2. Again, nice and simple. So of those 3, okay, we've got those 9 points there. So the stop, the start, the more. And you can put them in here. So what is that target? Okay, what is it you want to achieve? Why do you want to achieve it? Because that's our motivation. You know, if you want to join a gym, let's use the standard New Year's resolution. Target, join a gym. Why? Lose weight. How? Regular exercise. Who can help? Okay, because it's not always about doing stuff yourself. I've often said, reaching out is the hardest part. Once you've done that, the rest is easy. Who can help you achieve it? Okay, now it might just be join a gym, get a personal trainer. Or there might be somebody you know or follow that can give you the ability to sort that out. And then now we're doing accountability. By when? When am I going to do this? Because if you've set a date to it, and you can be quite specific, then you've got something to work to, rather than just, oh yeah, I'll do it next year. That's open-ended. And this is why New Year's resolutions never work. So each one of your start, your stop, your more, so you're going to have 9, you now have accountability. It is that easy. Now you've got something to put on the fridge and you can look at it and say, oh, time's getting closer. I need to crack on with it. And then once you've got there, brilliant, because your life will have moved forward in quite a substantial way by following your 9 tasks, because you've started 3 new things. And that could be to become financially free. It could be, to learn to paddle a canoe, you know, whatever it is that appeals to you, something that you want to do, whether it betters yourself, your family, your business, then get them down. Okay? So if you want to use those sheets, as I said, they are free to use. And I've done 2 sizes. So I've done A4 for UK and Europe. I've also done the legal paper size. So if you're in the USA, it's there for you to use as well. So you can just print them off. They're available as a PDF. And then you've got them. There's no excuse. If you would like them, you can find them on the resources page of improvemymindset.com. Okay, so that's my website, improvemymindset.com/resources. You will find that there to download. There's 2 buttons, one's A4, one's legal, and then surrounded there is also some other videos which you might find useful. Because if you're going to go forwards into a new decade, let's have all this ready to go. So have a positive mindset. Self-care, that is a priority. So many people put other people first, which is great. But if you're not looking after this, if this system isn't working, how can you help anybody else? So you've got to be quite specific. It's a bit like when they talk about on the plane, when the oxygen masks drop. You take the first breaths before you look after your child. Because if you're okay, then you're going to be able to look after your child. It's the same with yourself. If you're okay, and if you're good in here, as I tell all my clients, if you're okay in here, everything around you, you will see differently. So I want you to start looking after yourself. There's videos on the resources page for collarbone breathing, for stress reduction, how to get to sleep, all sorts of useful pieces there. Okay. Alternatively, get in touch with me. And if you need a solution to something, then maybe we can work one out. You know, I specialize in anxiety, stress, and panic attacks. And if somebody needs some help, I will gladly look at whether we can work together, create a solution, and clear those issues very rapidly and via Skype if needs be. Because I can work one-to-one in person or just as effectively via Skype. In fact, most of my clients I do via Skype now. It's very flexible, it's very easy, it's very effective. Just have a look at the feedback. And then once you start looking after this, you'll become more confident. When you become more confident, you'll be able to learn the power of the word no. Now, a lot of people are frightened to say no. They just take on everything. You know, it's a bit contradictory to when you hear people like Branson saying, say yes to everything and then work out how to do it. That's great, but sometimes you need to say no. Otherwise, your focus won't stay on the right things. That's why we've got that accountability on there. Because if you've got a date, if you start doing other things in between and it all starts getting in the way, if you've not said no to certain things, things will not get done. Clear out the junk. Okay, you're going to have a new decade. So clearing out the junk can be, have that spring clean in the house. Get rid of the stuff that's not needed. Toxins, get rid of the toxins. And that's not just in the body, but that's toxic things. You know, toxic pastimes, toxic people. People can erode your self-worth, your goodwill, and also just your own persona. Avoid those people. They're what I call mood hoovers. And they have a problem for every solution. They're negative all the time. And it doesn't matter how you go into the room all bright, they just seem to sap it out of you. Avoid those people. They've got their own issues, let them sort those out. Okay? But avoid them. Sometimes it's family, sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's just people in a room. If it's that toxic and it's causing you problems, avoid it. Now, next thing is never, ever stop learning. I've learned a huge amount this past year. I mean, 18 months ago, nearly 2 years ago, I was learning Skype. And that for me made a massive difference to my life. And it's also enabled me to make a massive difference in other people's lives. And I love it. And because of the mindset of it, because of the ability to help people, because it's so satisfying and you make the world a better place. So I am so thankful I learned that. But what also happened is I learned other things as well, because I'm in a millionaire mastermind. I hang around with people who I can learn from because they've experienced so much, they have knowledge that they can give, and so I will absorb it because that betters me. And again, I grow. You never stop growing. You never stop learning. So learn a new skill. Learn to do something that benefits you or perhaps benefits others or enables you to create a new future where you can leave the job that maybe you're not happy in and you can do something else. But there's always something to learn, whether it's small or large. Do it and keep learning, because I will. Got some cool things happening next year. Really looking forward to them. There'll be things I need to learn to achieve it. And from the experiences I will learn as well. So we grow and grow and grow. And coming from an education background, I'm bound to say never stop learning, but I'm right. So after that, it's a case of how do you want to go forward? Go forward positive. Go forward with that attitude of, yeah, let's do this. And not just that thing that you get on 1 minute past 12, New Year's Day. Well, yeah, it's all going to be a great year. Just carry it through and carry that positivity, because that will project outwards. People will realize it, they'll recognize it, and they will like to be around you because you're positive. So do it. And enjoy the year ahead. Make it an adventure. Make it something that is enjoyable to do, whether you do that alone or whether you share it with yourself, your partner, your family, your friends, whoever it is. Make the journey exciting. Because we're here for a limited amount of time. And, I hear of people passing away. I've lost a few people of late. And even friends on Facebook, there's a 1 minute there and next minute not. And, I saw one yesterday and they passed away. It's very sad because brilliant photographer, but they've gone. And so you need to leave your mark on this world in a positive way. Leave your mark on the people around you in a positive way, so that you leave almost a legacy. You add positivity to this earth rather than just sapping it and taking negativity and spreading it around, because that doesn't help anybody. So make a positive impact. Now, I want you to have an awesome 2020. I want you to have a fun New Year's Eve, because it means it's the start of the next thing happening. And whether you do that with friends, with family, or just by yourself, I want you to have a brilliant New Year's. If I can be of any help at all, contact me. Usual nick@improvemymindset.com, or you'll find me on social media. I'm going to be doing some retreats, and I'm going to do some special courses / days this coming 2020. So keep an eye on what's going on, because I'd love to meet up with you. Some of the courses will be residential, so you can actually stay, and there'll be possibly 2, maybe 3 days, and some will just be 1 day. But think about how you can improve yourself. If I can help you at all. I've helped a whole load of people this past year, and I've loved it. And to see the difference in those people has been awesome. So I hope to hear from you with a view of making 2020 a most brilliant year. So happy New Year to you all. Speak to you again soon.